Hi, I'm James Warren with Compass Real Estate, and I have with me today Andrea Moore from Welcome Home Loans. Her NMLS number is 1990424. And today we're going to be talking about the pre-approval process. How are you, Andrea?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Great. Thanks for being here and talking with us. If you're watching the video, we just ask that you hit that little bell below and subscribe so you can get more useful information. We promise not to spam you, but we will give you additional information about the home buying process. And Andrea today is going to talk about the pre-approval process and why that's so important. So Andrea, I'll let you tell us why that on your side as a mortgage banker and broker, why is that so important for you?
Yeah, it's the first step of the process. We are verifying your income, verifying your assets, running your credit, because the home that you're buying, the seller wants to see that the transaction can go through, that it will get to closing. We actually have a program for conventional loans that we can get a pre-approval done in 15 minutes. It's actually underwritten by an actual underwriter. So when you receive that pre-approval letter, it's actually a commitment from the lender. And not just the pre-approval, so it carries a little bit more weight. And on your side of things, you want to see the pre-approval letter before you go out showing them homes.
Absolutely.
Making sure that they can afford it before you spend your time doing that.
And I think in our world, and if I take my realtor hat off and I look at it and say, okay, I'm going to list my home for sale. I want to make sure that there are people that actually can obtain that home at the end, come through my house. Because, the worst thing, selling a house is a nightmare, and it doesn't have to be if the process is done start to finish, just like the systems that are in place. It can be easy, it can be seamless, but you always have to start with that buyer getting pre-approved. And I think from my end as a realtor, it's the number one most important thing. I don't want to show you houses that you may or may not be able to afford, and then also in turn take up all these other people's time and resources showing the property. So Andrew, when a buyer comes to you, what do they typically need to bring to you or send to you for a pre-approval?
So the typical W-2 earner, your hourly workers, your salary workers, we're going to need to see your typical 2 years W-2s, most recent 2 pay stubs, wherever your funds are coming from for cash to close. We need to see 2 months of asset statements, driver's license to verify your identity. That's about it. But if you do need a unique program like a bank statement loan, if you're self-employed, we will need those bank statements, tax returns, things like that.
Okay. So, and this is information that people can scan and email over to you typically?
Absolutely. I actually have a portal, and they can just upload right to their personalized, customized portal.
Wonderful. And that's like a secure link that it is sensitive information. And I know everybody in this age is a little worried about sending information over. So explain how that's protected for them.
Yes, it's protected. And I always offer the option to borrowers and buyers, if they are more comfortable meeting in person to go over those documents. I mean, that's definitely an option for them if they do not feel comfortable sending something over the internet.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, a little bit about, so they get the information. Then what happens? What do you do with and compile that information? What's the next thing in your process?
Yeah, so we just make sure that the funds are there, obviously, that they have funds to close, verify income. Each loan program has a different way of calculating income, so we go through that whole process and just run it through our desktop underwriting, and we either get an approve or we get a refer, and we can work with either. We have a wide range of programs, down to a 500 credit score. We also have down payment assistance. So because I'm a broker, I have a wide range of products to offer rather than a retail bank that has just their fit in the box products.
And I think that's something a lot of first-time home buyers don't understand. There is a difference between a big box bank and a mortgage broker. You have a mortgage broker, which you have more options and more ways to get approved. And I know from many years, I was in the mortgage lending business, and we always heard that song or that terminology, overlays. And every bank has a specific overlay. And if it's a more conservative bank, you could end up with a stack of overlays like that. So I think that's really important. And I know in working with buyers, we prefer them to get pre-approved with a mortgage broker only because there's more options out there. In most of the cases, I know the deals that we've done, you have actually been cheaper and had better terms than some of the actual credit unions have, which has been really mind-boggling to a lot of people.
Yes, because there is not that chain of upper management that all has to be paid out of, each loan, then, and it's just me, then, obviously there's going to be less costs involved because I don't have a string of corporate to have to pay.
Sure, it makes sense. And then once you get the approval, we found them a property. Tell us a little bit about some of the deals that you've done that have closed for me in a couple weeks. So tell us a little bit about that process.
So your typical, what we call A paper, a higher credit score, W-2 earner, those loans can go through underwriting very fast. I've seen them come out in an hour, 2 hours. Average clear to close is 11 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but those unique loans like bank statement loans, things like that, and, things that don't fit in your typical box are going to take a little bit longer, but definitely within a 30-day range. But yeah.
So as long as we can provide clear title from the title company and the seller is willing to, there's a very short time period where in an instance you could be in a home, in 10 to 14 days. It's not uncommon. We've had it happen. You've actually had them approved prior to that, but we had to wait on the other end. So there's lots of options out there. I think this is a good start for us, Andrea. I'll let you give everybody your contact information. They can contact you if they have more questions.
Sure. My phone number is 302-228-3130. I'm originally from Delaware, and I'm not giving up my 302. My email is andrea@welcomehomeloansllc.com. The website is welcomehomeloansllc.com. You can find me on Facebook, Welcome Home Loans, and Instagram, Welcome Home Loans.
Awesome. I certainly appreciate your time today. And again, I'm James Warren at Compass. I serve Florida real estate from Naples all the way up to St. Petersburg in the Tampa Bay area. And my number is 239-595-0084. It's 239-595-0084. Don't forget to click that bell down there, subscribe to us and like us. We certainly appreciate you being here. Thank you.